Okay, students, in this video we're going to keep solving exponential equations, so we're just doing more of what we did before. And what I'd like you to do, from what I noticed the other day, some of you weren't showing your work, and I need to see all your work. Okay, so please do that so I can give you a better score on your assignments. Okay, the first one we're doing is problem number 3 on the worksheet you're going to have today, and there's uh, what we have here is this is a little bit different. We didn't have a y-intercept. Last time all our y-intercepts was 1, so we'd have a 1 here, so you basically wouldn't see any number. We would just have 3 raised to the x minus 5 equals this number over here. So it really didn't matter. But now it does. We have a number here. That number's not 1, so we have to get rid of this. And so what you have to remember is you have to divide that out to both sides. So you see I have a 20 here. So 20 divided by 20 will get this to go to 1, and that's what we want. We want that y-intercept to be 1. So if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. Now go ahead and take your calculator, and if you divide 14,580 by 20, you get 729. So this goes back to what we were doing the other day. Now the next thing we have to do in step 2 is we have to rewrite the number on the right using 3's as the base, and so we have to find out what that exponent needs to be. Now this is where we take that 3 that we have on the left as the base and we start dividing it into 729, and we have to count how many times we divide 3 into 729. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start it, and I've already done this on my calculator, but this is how it goes. We'll take 729 divided by 3, so that's 1 time. I get 245. Divide it again by 3, that's 2 times. That'll give me an 81. I divide by 3. That'll give me 27. I divide by 3 again. That'll give me 9. I divide by 3 again, and it gives me 3. I divide by 3 again, and I get a 1. So remember, you need to keep dividing until you get to 1. Now, once we count how many times we divided by, you see we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, right? We divided by 3 6 times. So that's going to be our exponent that we're going to use. So it says when bases are set the same, set exponents equal to each other. So this is the equation I have now. I have 3 raised to the x minus 5, and that 729 is now changed to 3 to the 6th power. So now the bases are alike, so that means I can set the exponents each to the equal to each other. So x minus 5 equals 6. Now I want to solve for x. I want to get the negative 5 to go to 0, so I add 5 to it, and then if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. So that will give me 11. So that's the solution to this, x equals 11. Now you can go ahead and type this in your calculator. Let me pull up my calculator and we'll go ahead and do this. And so this is simply an easy way to check these. These are very easy to check. So I'm going to take 20 times 3 raised to the, now remember I have to put this whole thing in parentheses because this whole x minus 5 deal here has to be an exponent. Now I know that I think x is worth 11, so I'm going to put it in there, 11 minus 5, and if I have the right solution for x, it should be 14,580, and that's what I've got, so I know that that's the right answer. So that's how you do these problems, and the second part of this video, I'm going to do problem number 4, and thanks for watching. Okay, this is problem 4 in the video. Our y-intercept is 9, the exponent is x plus 4, and our base is 8. So just like before, we have to get rid of the y-intercept. We can't have it here, so we're going to simply divide it to both sides. Now, we'll start with 9 times 8 raised to the x plus 4 equals 2, 3, 5, 9, 296. So 2,359,296. Now this has a 9 hidden in it somewhere because I know 9 times whatever I'm going to have here when I find the x's has to equal that number. We'll just divide the 9 out. Now when I take my calculator and divide that 9 out, it says 8 raised to the x plus 4 is 262,144. 262,144. Now I really encourage you to take your calculator and try that to make sure that you can get that right number. Now what we want to do is to take this number, rewrite it using 8 as the base, because we have an 8 here. I need to get the 8, this number raised, 8 raised to the some exponent that will equal this number. Now this is where we start dividing by 2. So rewrite that number on the right using 8 as the base. We must find the exponent. That means we're going to take 262,144 and we're going to divide it by 8. Now I've already done it in my calculator, and I'm going to bring up the screen and you can see. So there it is right there, 262,144. We divide it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And remember, you've got to get back to 1. Now be careful with your calculator. You don't get to see all the screens that I do. So count them as you divide. Every time you divide by 8, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means 8 to the 6th power has to be equal to that number. So I'm going to check at my calculator. 8 raised to the 6th power. I'm pushing it in right now. I get that number. So it does work. It does work. So we're good to go. So that means my exponent, 8 to the 6th, equals this number right here. Okay. Now remember, you got to keep dividing till you get 1. So we have a bunch of these. We've divided at 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And that last time I divided 8, and that gave me 1. So make sure you keep dividing till you get to 1. All right, now let's move on. Now it says right here, when bases are the same, set exponents equal to each other. So we have 8x plus 4 equals 8 to the 6th power. The bases are the same, so I can set the exponents equal to each other. So x plus 4 equals 6. We'll subtract 4 from each side. That goes to 0. This goes to 2. So x equals 2. That's the answer to that. Okay, so that's how you do these problems. They're not much different from the ones that we did before. All we have to do is take care of the y-intercept that's in the front. Okay, so thank you for watching.